God day. What's going on, y'all? Saturday morning. It don't matter, we still here. It don't matter, we still here. Top of the day to you. Top of the day. What's up with y'all? Wearing my brown today. You feel me? Today is going to be an amazing day. Today is going to be the amazing day. Welcome to the morning shift with Corey Cofield, where we shift your perspective to only see what you wish to experience. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. Welcome to the morning shift. Today. I had to get a little dapper on y'all to show y'all I can switch up things. You feel me? I can switch up things when I have to. Not that I had to, but I just do it because I can. I like looking good. You feel me? Top of the day to y'all. Top of the day. Today, y'all, guess what we're going to be talking about? A powerful subject, man. Fish don't climb trees. Fish don't climb trees. Let's adjust the camera for TikTok here. TikTok. Fish don't climb trees. How many of y'all knew that? Fish don't climb trees. What am I meaning by that? I'm saying that you can't. So let me go to the saying right here. Let me go to the saying, because it was a quote that I read, and it was pretty dope, and it talked about how you can't judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, right? This is significant because we're talking about today. Fish don't climb trees. We're talking about today. You shouldn't judge yourself if you're not in the place that you're supposed to be in, right? You got a lot of people, a lot of us. Let me just read this statement. Fish don't climb trees is a common expression highlighting that not all living things are adapted to the same environment and tasks. It's often used as a metaphor to emphasize the importance of recognizing individual strengths and limitations and not judging individuals based upon abilities that they are not naturally suited for. A popular quote attributed to Albert Einstein. And this is what Albert Einstein said. He said, everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish by this ability to climb a tree, it will live his whole life believing that it's stupid. Y'all hear that? This is powerful, yo. We starting off the morning already with a powerful quote. Welcome to the morning shift with Corey Cofield, where we shift your perspective to only see what you wish to experience. Only see what you wish to experience. Listen to this Albert Einstein quote if you just jumping in. Look what Albert Einstein said. He said, everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live his whole life believing that it's stupid. Right? So if you judge someone based upon if you judge somebody, and that goes for yourself, if you judge yourself and you're not operating in the place that you're supposed to be operating in, don't you know that you won't look at your best? How did I get up to this? Because listen, once again, y'all know I tell the truth about my life and I expose myself, right? I expose myself. Now, when I was coming up, I told y'all I flunked the first grade, bro. I flunked the first grade. How you flunked the first grade, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. To flunk the first grade is like, yo, how, bro? How? Good morning, Jackie. Thanks for jumping on with me. I appreciate you. Today, top of this great day, we're talking about You can't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Why is that important? Because a lot of us have been hard on ourselves. A lot of us have been really hard on ourselves when it comes to doing every. Y'all like my hat, man? Y'all like my hat? A lot of us been really hard on each other and ourselves when it comes to where we are in life right now. A lot of us have been really, really hard on ourselves. But I'm telling you this, very few people are operating in the area that they was designed to operate in. Very few people. In fact, millions of people every day wake up with jobs, careers, and relationships and environments that they weren't designed to be in. Did you know that? Millions of people wake up every day and go into that. Let me read this statement to you. Again, welcome to the Morning Shift with Corey Cofield, the space where we challenge limiting beliefs, shift your mindset, and help you realign with your true potential. In today's episode, we're going to dive deep into the powerful truth: fish don't climb trees. That simple but profound statement highlights a tragic reality. Millions of people are waking up every day in jobs, careers, relationships, and environments they were never designed for. You can't judge a fish by how well it can climb a tree, and yet we consistently evaluate ourselves and others through the wrong lens, expecting success in places that don't align with our nature and the wiring, our gifts, or our purpose. No matter how talented or committed you are, if you're out of position, the results will always fall short. Y'all hear that? The results will always fall short if you're operating in the wrong place. And that's why y'all hear me say that your passion will create your provision. See, a lot of us have set out on life and we detoured for some reason or the other. We detoured from what we love to do. We detoured for what we were called to do. And now we're all just running around doing what we have to do to survive. Right? And anytime you're stuck in a maze, I'm gonna say a maze. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. But anytime you live in your life and you're stuck in a maze, do you know that depression and every other thing will come upon you? Let me tell you something. Aristotle said this. Aristotle said, humans are teleological beings, meaning that they have to have something to aim at. If not, they will begin to languish. Human beings are teleologically designed. That means a human being has to have something to aim at. A human being has to have something to look forward to. They have to have something they're doing, something they're pushing for. If not, naturally, they will begin to languish. Let's look that word up, because like I said, I want to always bring the receipts. Hold on. Definition of languish. I always want to look up everything, man. Languish. Of a person or other living thing, loose or lack. Man, grow weak or feeble. Suffering from being forced to remain in an unpleasant place or situation. Human beings are teleological, and if we don't have something to look at, we will begin to languish. That's what Aristotle said. What does anguish mean? Suffer from being forced and remain in an unpleasant place or situation. Begin to grow weary or weak. That's what languish means. So if you don't have something that you wake up every day and go after, you will start to grow weak and feeble because you're stuck in an unpleasant situation. The point is people waking up every single day and they go into jobs they hate. People waking up every single day in their relationships they hate. And then they're judging themselves according to a life that they really don't want. So then they get worse on themselves. They get down on themselves. They get down on themselves because they see themselves in the situations they don't want to be in, and they feel like they're a loser in life. Let me get this. People then feel like they're a loser in life because they're judging themselves improperly. If you have a 1-year-old baby, if you have a 1-year-old, no, let's say a 6-year-old child. If you have a 6-year-old child and you then make him take the high school efficiency test, you got a 6-year-old child and you make him take the high school efficiency test to judge how smart he is. He's 5, 6 years old. There's no way he's gonna know that information. There's no way that he was gonna be able to score good on that test. So what you're doing at that moment, you're judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. So you're judging yourself and your life. If you've done what you were supposed to do, we are judging ourselves where we are in life right now. And guess what? Some of us are out of line. We're not even in the right place. We're not even in the right place. We're not even in the right place. We're not even operating and functioning like we're supposed to function. We're not doing what we were meant to do. Did you know there was a study done in 2022 by published by a magazine called Gallup, right? They said 85% of people worldwide are unhappy in their jobs. 85% of people worldwide waking up every day doing something they hate. Yo, that's bananas. Let me tell you another statistic. 70% of employees reported feeling disengaged while working because they're not using their strengths. This is another article that was published by Gallup. The state of the global workplace. You can look that up. 70% of employees reported feeling disengaged at work because they're not using their true potential. Why is this important? Because if you wake up and you're doing something that you weren't meant to do, and then you judge yourself on how good you're doing, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. And then you judge yourself based upon how good you're doing in something that you never were meant to do. And then when you do bad, because naturally you will, because you weren't meant to do it, you weren't meant to be there, you weren't prepared for it, right? But then you judge yourself like, I did horrible, I'm a terrible person. And then you get depressed and down on yourself. Listen, you should have never been there. That's not what you were called to do. That's not your purpose. You have to operate where you were designed. The other morning, listen, the only way we can be depressed, the only way we can be depressed, y'all, is if we wake up and we think about what we don't have, what we don't lost. What we don't have, what we've lost, what we still trying to get, or what we used to have, right? When you focus on things that's not, when you focus on things, Versace, yeah, they say it look like a van, but it's Versace, baby. It's Versace. Exactly. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. Is that Dana Digital One? Most people wake up every day not aligned or living their own purpose. You on top of it. I got to follow you back. Because some people, we don't really get this. We think it's a joke and we think it's a game. But we wake up going into jobs we hate, into relationships we don't want to be in. And then we judge our success on how we're doing in life based upon an area that we're not even supposed to be in, an area that we're not even operating properly in because we were never meant to be there. This stuff is real, man. This stuff is real. Here's another statistic. Now, they tell you that you're supposed to go, once you get out of school, you're supposed to leave high school, go straight to college, get you a good job, find you a degree, and go out and live happily ever after, right? Isn't that the little fairy tale dream that they sell us? That you're going to go from high school, you go get you a job and all this, right? And you yo, Dana Digital over here dropping jewels. I should join you on the live. You do all that stuff, right? This is a real point, man. Dana helping me do this right now. This is a real point. We do all this stuff. We go to all these classes and all these schools and do all this, and we end up still not being able to pay our bills. We still end up barely living. Can't do what we want to do in life. Can't go on a vacation when we want to because we live limited with limited resources because we're in areas and jobs that we were never supposed to be in. How many know that your passion will create your provision? How many know that your gift will put you before great men? Good job, Elvis. Been doing that my whole life. Exactly. Doing what? Wait. Working where you didn't want to work, or working or following your passions and dreams? Because if you've been following your passions and dreams your whole life, you are literally the top 10% of the world. No, not I'm gonna say 10%. I say that top 15% of the world. Because we just read a statistic that said 85% of people wake up every day unhappy in jobs and relationships. So if you're part of the 15% of people that wake up and do what they want to do and walk in their purpose, yo, you are amazingly blessed, man. Now that we living like that every day. Elvis said, I was so broke that any extra money seemed like a fortune. You get $100 and you act like you done got 200,000 because money is so scarce. But let me tell you, did y'all know that it's nothing that God created on earth in scarcity? Did y'all know that nothing God created is in lack or getting low? You don't see it getting low birds. You don't see birds like not around no more. You don't see the wind holding back like it ain't gonna blow too much today because I gotta blow tomorrow. You don't see the water like, I'm gonna stop. I can't let fish get in me right now because I gotta save my water. You don't see that, right? It's even an abundance of dirt. It's an abundance of dirt, man. We everybody hate dirt. We wash our clothes, everything to get rid of dirt, but yet it's still millions and millions and tons of dirt around the world. You don't see the sun talking about, I ain't gonna come up right away, man. I'm gonna wait because I gotta go up the whole day. I'm trying to save some energy. Do you see the moon half raised? Because he like, man, I'm tired. I don't feel like going all the way up in the sky. Do you see this? You don't see nothing in nature that God created lacking. You will even see a bird. You ever saw a bird drinking a puddle of water that just happened to be there? You ever saw a bird just eating a piece of bread or something on the ground, or a squirrel run up and eat something, or somebody in the park just throwing the birds food? Do you know that they was destined to be there by God to provide for God's creatures? So if God can take care of a bird, what make you think he can't take care of you? Are you not more important than a bird? Are you not more important than a stray dog on the street that somebody throw a piece of chicken? Yes, you are. You are favored by God, and it's God's intention for you to prosper hand over fist. But see, a lot of us walked away from our dreams. We walked away from our dreams. We walked away from the stuff that you love to do. And you just said, I got to do what I have to because I got to survive. I get it. I get it. But I'm telling you now, you weren't meant to live subpar. You wasn't meant to live beneath your dreams. Your dreams were supposed to be your compass. Yo, that's a bar. Your dreams were meant to be your compass. Move this up a little bit more. TikTok. Your dreams were meant to be your compass. Your dreams were meant to be what guides you. Your dreams were meant to be what leads you and gives you direction. Your passion was your pathway. Your passions are your route. But we ignore our passions. We ignore what we love, and we figure that we just got to go do whatever we can to survive. Now, I get that. But I'm telling you right now, everybody had a dream or a gift down in them that was meant to provide for their children's children. Every one of us have a supernatural ability to produce something. Every one of us have a supernatural ability to create something. Did you know every job that we're giving up our lives to work for was somebody's dream? Every job that's controlling our days and our weekends and our months, every single job was somebody's dream. Yo, that's the coldest thing. That's the coldest lie they ever said. Dana Digital once said, they tell you that your passion is not guaranteed money. Did you know that's a lie? That's a fallacy. The same people that tell you that your dream not guaranteed money is the same people that got everybody working for their dream. Think about that. Welcome to the morning shift with Corey Cofield, y'all, where we shift your perspective to only see what you wish to experience. Today, we talking about fish don't climb trees, right? And we went over the Albert Einstein quote. Let me go back to it. The Albert Einstein quote. We're going to go back to it because this is super important, man. I want to find that quote, man, because that was powerful. Basically, Albert Einstein said, everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will go his whole life thinking that it's stupid. If you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it's going to go his whole life thinking that it's stupid. Now, how many of us have went in our lives thinking that it was something wrong with us in some way, shape, or form? Because that was the belief you was sold. Hey, yo, if you're on TikTok, man, whether there's 1 or 2 people watching me, man, let's throw me a couple likes. I appreciate that. Throw me a couple likes. Follow me, yo. You know, if y'all can, follow me. Run over to Corey_Cofield and give me a follow on YouTube. All right, that's Corey_Cofield, right? I can use that. I'm here every day, 5:30 a.m. California time, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. And I'm here to give you a different perspective. I'm here to shift your perspective and only see what you wish to experience. So let's get to it. If you judge yourself by the ability to do something that you weren't meant to do, did you know you're not going to do your best because that's not where you gifted at? And a lot of us walk away from our gifts. We walk away from what we were called to do because life told us, oh, that's just a dream. Don't be silly. Don't go after that, man. That's a fallacy. Nah, you can't do whatever you want to do in life. But the same people that's telling us that are the same people that got everybody working for their dream and their vision. Did you know that everything that ever was created came from a thought or a mind, the mind of a person? Do you know that everything that we use that conveniently helps our life right now, everything that mankind uses to help our life be comfortable, every single thing you can name came from the ideas and the mind of a person, a man or a female. Every idea stemmed from the mind of somebody else. And now that very idea is causing them to live great. That very idea is jumping them to the next level. We can't judge ourselves based upon things that we were never meant to do. You can't judge yourself based upon situations that you were never meant to be in. We can't do that. We can't do that and be successful. You can't do that and be successful. Let's go over some things that happens when you operate outside of where you was designed. Let's go over some stuff that's happened when you're operating in situations that you were never supposed to be in. Let's go over some of that. Chronic stress and anxiety. When you're operating outside of your natural strengths or values, your body and mind remains in a constant state of tension. Tasks feel harder. Expectations feel heavier. And your nervous system stays on high alert. This can lead to trouble sleeping, constant worry or dread, feeling overwhelmed even in the most simple tasks. Is that you? Listen, the only way we can get better is if we know where we're lacking. So sometimes God will show us a mirror and show us ourselves so that we can know what to fix. It's no need to be embarrassed about where you are in life when you can change it. But if you don't know where you are, then you will never know what to change. And so I've always welcomed people giving me their opinion on what they think, because sometimes it may not matter, but then sometimes it does. And I can pick and choose what information I use. I can pick and choose what information I keep and apply to myself. Listen, you weren't created to be stressed. You weren't created to be down and out. You weren't created for mediocrity. You were created for amazing things. You were created to live your best life. You were created to do every single thing you ever dreamed of doing. You were created to be amazing and great. So don't let anybody pull you down and dumb you down to their expectations. Let me tell you another thing that happens when you operate outside of where you were supposed to do. Low self-worth and self-doubt. Repeated failure or lack of fulfillment in the wrong setting can destroy your self-image. You may begin to You may begin to analyze your struggles and believe that you're not good enough, when in reality, you're just out of alignment. Let me read that again. Repeated failure or lack of fulfillment in the wrong setting can distort your self-image. You may begin to idolize, not idolize. Let me see. Losing my spot. Repeated failure or lack of fulfillment in the wrong setting can destroy your self-image. You may begin to analyze your struggles and believe that you're not good enough, when in reality, you're just out of alignment. You ask yourself questions like, what's wrong with me? That becomes a reoccurring thought. You ever think like, man, what's wrong with me? Why I keep doing the same stuff? What's wrong with me? I know I've thought that before. What's wrong with me? It got to be something wrong with me, right? You begin to question your intelligence, your value, or your abilities. Like, we can get on here and we can say, oh, that's not me. But statistically, it says these studies that prove this is what people are going through in their lives. You compare yourself to others who seem to be thriving, right? These are all the consequences that happen when you're working out of line, when you're somewhere operating where you're not supposed to be. Low self-worth and self-doubt will actually come up and will start to be becoming a part of your life. You know what else? Depression and emotional numbness. Staying stuck in the wrong place for too long often leads to emotional shutdown. The excitement for life, creativity, and the joy slowly fades. When you're stuck in the wrong place for too long, it often leads to emotional shutdown. The excitement for life, creativity, and joy slowly fades, and you may feel hopeless or emotionally flat, unmotivated even to try, detached from your own goals and dreams. Do you find yourself like that? Burnout, doing work that goes against your core strengths and interests is exhausting. Over time, this leads to burnout, a state of physical and mental and emotional exhaustion that no amount of rest seems to fix. You find yourself with low energy. You dread each day. Even the small tasks that you got to do seem overwhelming. This is all stuff, man, that happens. This is all stuff that happens, man. Why does alignment matter? Why does being where you're supposed to be matters? Because effort is important. But without alignment, it leads to burnout instead of breakthrough. When you're aligned, doing what matches your strength, your personality, and your passion, productivity, it feels natural and sustainable. Misalignment makes everything feel like a grind, no matter how hard you try. This is real life, man. Listen to this study. Statistics. Y'all know I be coming with the statistics, man. Article published by a magazine called Gallup found that people who use their strength daily are 6 times more likely to engage in their jobs and 3 times more likely to report excellent quality of life. This is Gallup, the State of America Workplace. This was published in 2017. They found that people who use their strengths daily are 6 times more likely to be engaged on their jobs. That's what being engaged, that's what being in your right place, operating where you were supposed to be. That's what it gets you. You're 6 times more likely to feel engaged at a job. A Harvard Business Review reported that alignment between individual values and work roles leads to higher job satisfaction and performance, while misalignment feeds the discouragement and turnover rate. This was a study done by Harvard University, the Harvard Business School. They reported that being aligned, being in a job that you love, Individuals that did that, they showed more value and work, and their work roles led in higher job satisfaction and performance. So doing what you love help you do it better. When you do what you love, you can do it better. But when you're doing stuff you hate, you can care less. You can care less. I'm not going to be before you long, man. It's Saturday morning. I want to get some breakfast, but I also want to be where I'm supposed to be. And that's here with you guys, letting you know that you can live your best life. Letting you know that your passion will lead to your provision. Letting you know that if you follow your yellow brick road, your path, that everything you need to be on that road. Right? I just finished the book called Follow Your Yellow Brick Road. Your passion leads to your provision. It's on Amazon. Just go search Corey Cofield. But in that book, I talk about how your path will create your provision. And if you think about this, think about the Wiz. A lot of us saw the Wiz. If you didn't see the Wiz, you saw the Wizard of Oz, right? On the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, every time Dorothy would be on the path that she was supposed to be on, every time Dorothy stayed on the yellow brick road, she bumped into the people that she was meant to bump into, right? She bumped on her path. She bumped into the Scarecrow, the Lion, the Tin Man, all these people. Excuse me. All these people were relevant in her path. All these people were relevant in doing what she had to do and getting her to where she had to be, right? All these people were relevant. But this one was interesting. Every time Dorothy got off the yellow brick road, she bumped into wicked witches and flying monkeys. Every time she got off the path, every time she got off her yellow brick road, her path, she bumped into flying wicked witches and flying monkeys. Now, how many of y'all done bumped into some wicked witches and some flying monkeys? Being somewhere you weren't supposed to be. How many of us have bumped into people and illegitimate relationships that we were never supposed to be a part of? But yet we ended up with them people. Listen, your path is your protector, and your path is your compass. So I implore you today, look at your life and ask yourself, am I doing what I love? Am I doing something that edifies me, gives me strength to grow? And if you find that you're not, if you find that you're operating in the places that you don't want to operate in, you can change it. You can become something different and better. You can change your life to start doing what you love and only seeing what you wish to experience. You're not a tree. You can move. And the very first step to take is acknowledging that you want to change. The very first step to make is acknowledging that you're out of line and agreeing that you're out of line. The very first step to take is realizing that you want something different. And once you realize that you want something different, you start to see something different. You start to use your mind to draw the experiences that you want. You start to use your mind to draw and attract the experiences you want. But the first thing you got to do is get a different blueprint in your mind. Listen, I know a lot of us have been in situations that that wasn't favorable for a long time. And it can feel like, how am I ever going to change this life? How am I ever going to be able to do this? I'm so deep into it. But let me tell you something. Your arm's too short to box with God. That means the stuff that God's supposed to do for you, you can never do it. So the first thing I would tell you is to get the thought in your mind of what you want to experience. Get a new thought in your mind of what you want to develop. And then don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the route and the method that you're going to take. Right now, we're focused on getting the blueprint. We're going to get the blueprint down solid. We're going to start to see what we wish to experience, and only that. We're going to start using our minds' eye view to be able to see different. And once you get a different vision of yourself in your mind, the whole universe is going to open up to bring it to your life. Be ye not weary in well-doing. Be ye not upset in doing the best you can right now. Because you are in an amazing place. Even if you're somewhere working in the relationships that you don't want to be in, don't fret. Because you heard this. If these words came across your ears, it was meant for you to hear it, and it was meant for you to change. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'll be closing soon. I'll be closing in the next 5 minutes. The first thing we're going to do is get a new perspective. The first thing we're going to do is get a new blueprint for our lives. We're going to release the old thoughts and expectations of the people that we grew up around. See, a lot of us are living up to the expectations of other people. We've shaped our life in a box that's based upon someone else's opinion and perspective. I know. In my book, Follow Your Yellow Brick Road, Your Passion Leads to Your Provision, you can run over to Amazon and grab that up. Or you can go to my website, CoreyCofield.com. You can get it there. But in that book, I talked about how my father got me a job at Chrysler. And I was making over $20-some an hour way back in the day. Full benefits. This was an ideal job to have. Everybody wanted it. Even me. So bad that people used to pay money to get applications. They used to sell the applications. You know how we do. People. They would sell the applications. And people wanted those jobs so bad. And my dad got me a job. He was there for years, so he was able to get me a job at Chrysler. And I was so elated, man, making all that money. I was so happy until I got there. It was the work, man. Let me tell you something. I worked on the assembly line, and I put the firewalls in cars. Firewalls is fiberglass plates that goes in between the engine and the cab of the car. So you know where the gas pedal go, if you can't go through there and like look at the engine, because they got a firewall there. And in case the engine catch on fire, it won't burn through to your legs and stuff. So that's the firewall. That's the firewall, and it's made of fiberglass. I had to install that. I don't know if you ever work with fiberglass, but fiberglass is some of the worst thing to work with because it's like glass. It is. It's fiberglass. So these little glass particles get all in your skin and in your face and in your hair, and they start sticking you, and it's horrible, especially when it's hot. And in a plant, It's 90 degrees at 6 in the morning. 90 degrees at 6 in the morning. So just imagine you working with fiberglass. Anytime you're sweating, your pores are opening. And anytime your pores are opening, the fiberglass is getting down into your pores. And so when you rub the sweat off, it feels like little pieces of glass wiping you. I had to do that for 12 to 16 hours a day. I was miserable. Literally miserable. My dream was to be an artist. I was a songwriter back then. I was a songwriter. My dream was to be in the rap industry, music industry. That's all I ever wanted to do. Anybody know me know that that's all I ever wanted. That was my dream. And I did it. Once I left Chrysler, I left. I ended up getting a label deal with, I ended up getting a record deal with All Our Records. We had a label deal with Universal. And that's when I started living my true life. But I had to make up a reason. I was so miserable at Chrysler, I started missing days because I couldn't do it no more. I was literally waking up dreading it. Every single morning I would get up and I would rise with the speed of a continent drifting. So I get up, man. I get on the side of the bed every morning. Same thing. And I'm thinking of every reason why I can't go in this job. Now they was paying me over, I think $25 an hour, 20-something dollars an hour. This was way back in the day. I was in my 20s, early 20s. I think I was 22. So 20-something dollars an hour was money because think minimum wage was $5.75 back then. No, $4.75. And $4.50 people was making an hour. And I was getting over 20-some dollars an hour with full benefits, but I was miserable. And like I said, my dad thought this was a good job. It was for him. That was what he was called to do, but I wasn't called there. And I went and I was miserable every day. And this one guy, I'll never forget him. He the one helped me make the final decision to quit. Well, I ain't quit. I got fired. I literally started missing days, calling off. And you can't do that in the first 90 days. They gonna let you go, but I ain't care. I wanted to get fired. But that man working next to me, right in the cubicle, right in the little, now you in a space of about 5 feet for 12 hours, walking up and down, screwing your part on while the car moves super slow. You in the same spot. Just hours. It's burning up. You got to ask somebody to go to the restroom. You can't just walk off because it's an assembly line. The line is still moving. So if you move, your part not going to be there and the car not going to be complete. So you got to wait till a relief person is walking around. He relieving people go to the bathroom, but really he ain't doing nothing. He hard to find because he a floater. So you know how they do. They going to go disappear somewhere. So now you looking for the dude, you hitting the line like, I use the bathroom, the light on, he don't come. You waiting 30, 40 minutes for him to come around. Then he walk up, what's up, man? Bro, where you been? You feel me? I'm on this line finna pee on myself. And you just walking up willy-nilly. This is what I dealt with, man, for like 2 months. I couldn't take it no more. So I ended up making myself get fired. My dad lost his mind. He thought I was the craziest thing ever. He said, how could you do that, son? He was so disappointed in me. But I told him I wanted to be an artist. And I love music. And that's what I wanted to do. He didn't understand that for me. My dad couldn't see it. He didn't think it was no money in that. But it was. I ended up going on to secure a record deal. I've traveled all over the world doing my music. I still got music online right now. I ain't telling y'all because that junk is old. But a lot of people still know I still do it. I still write songs now. My kids love music. They're writing and performing music now. But my whole point of telling that whole story is people will put you where they think is best for you. And we'll live our life, the remainder of our lives in those situations when it's never cut out by you. It was never established by you. It was never something that you thought that you wanted to do. It was what your parents wanted to do, or your bloodline did, or your family did, or everybody else did. But you got to do what you were called to do, y'all. God day. God day beautiful. God day beautiful. How are you? How are you? Hope you got some good sleep last night. We appreciate y'all, man. Uh, like I said, we ain't gonna be long, you know what I'm saying, before y'all. We ain't gonna be long before y'all today. We almost been here an hour, so you know, we about to get out of here. And Perel, don't worry about nothing. I'm good. May you vend every single thing you took. May the blessings of God be all over everything you set up. And may your day be so sweet and so smooth. Be like Foundation, y'all. And Perel, beautiful name, beautiful person. Shouts out to her. Shouts out to everybody else, man, that's doing what you love, man. Okay? And so that's all I got, man. Like I said, I ain't gonna be all being before y'all all day. You know what I'm saying? Let me read y'all this article before we go, though. In 2010, Tim and Baker, they did a publication called Job Crafting, and they said people who make even small role adjustments to align with their strengths are significantly higher and more productive. Come on, man. Come on. We talking about judging yourself based upon something you was never meant to do, and how operating in your passion and your goals will create you a beautiful and peaceful life. Not meaning everything is going to be easy for you. Everything won't be easy for you, but everything will be necessary. Everything will be necessary. So look, I appreciate y'all, man. I just wanted to give y'all a quick little talk, man, and what be on my heart. All this stuff that I be talking to y'all about, it be stuff I be going through in my mind and changing my perspectives on. So I just share it with y'all. Don't forget, run over to YouTube, Corey _Cofield. Y'all give me a follow. Some of y'all, most of my stuff don't get watched at the time that I shoot it. Like right now, people watch it later on, days later, or whatever. But it's all good. Whenever they see it, they see it. But the message is clear. Follow your yellow brick road. Your passion will lead to your provision. Do what you love. Now, just do a little advertising before I get out. Don't forget, y'all, we got the custom merch over at the website. We got the custom merch over at the website. Y'all go pick it up. The Make America Dream Again. Make America Dream Again. I do not support any political party. I do not support any political party. No, let me say I do not endorse any political party at all. I do not endorse any political party, but we got the Make America Dream Again gear. We got the Do Not Disturb hoodies. You feel me? We on, man. We got all that. Check it out. If you want to sew into us and help us produce more content and film more stuff, get more of our message out through our clothing, you can also throw us a little love at Cash App, right? That's CTE Cash, Corey Thomas Edward Cash. You know, if you want to support the movement, we here every day. We don't get any checks and stuff. People don't. I'll be here, you know, out of God's heart to be able to share messages with you guys. If you feel like you want to support us in any way, if you're on TikTok, and Perel, Be Like Foundation, she put the Cash App in the chat. You can look at it there. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, or LinkedIn, it's on the screen. So that's all we do, man. We don't be out here begging and all that, bro. We not your church. But the messages be profound. Y'all know we be dropping some gems, man. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So yeah, y'all, we appreciate you. We appreciate y'all stepping up today and tuning in. You know, it's Saturday. Now y'all gonna have an amazing day. Listen, enjoy your life today. Enjoy your life, okay? Enjoy your life today. I appreciate y'all listening. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time. Same channels. All right? I love y'all. God day.